May my words and all our thoughts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. Well, first of all, may I say I'm delighted to be back with you here in St. Mark's, and particularly to such a lovely service and so many of you gathered here today. Now, when my office sent a message to the rector to say that I wanted to be here this week, both on Friday and Sunday, the message came back, he's very welcome. Well, he has to be very welcome anyway, because this is as much my church as his. But anyway, the message was he's very welcome, but just tell him not to talk for too long. Now, I assume, therefore, that the rector must preach incredibly short sermons if he doesn't want me to talk for too long, but I'm not going to do so. But I want you just to take away, I hope, two things from what I say. Now, the first is this. I suppose all of us, from the youngest here to the oldest, is looking forward to Christmas, but also looking forward to presents. We love to get presents. We love to give presents. It's part of what Christmas is about. Giving gifts, receiving gifts, some very big perhaps, some very small, but they mean a lot to us. And very often people say, but it's not just about giving gifts. And no, it's not. But why we give gifts to one another is because at the very middle of Christmas there is the greatest gift of all, the gift of Jesus Christ to the world. That lovely verse in John chapter 3, God so loved the world that he gave his only Son. And so as we give gifts to one another, we should be remembering that we're doing that as Christian disciples, because there is the greatest of all gifts at the very center of Christmas. The gift of Christ's child, the gift of Christ the teacher, but above all, as we've heard, the gift of Jesus Christ, crucified, risen, the Savior of the world. But one thing about that gift of Christmas, that first Christmas, was that we could never give back a gift that would be anything like the gift we had been given. Very often, if we're honest, we have to think, now, so-and-so's going to give me a very big gift, so I better not give them something tiny. Or so-and-so's not going to give me a very big gift, so if I give them something huge, they'd be a bit embarrassed by it. But what I want to say to all of you at Christmas is always remember that at the very middle of Christmas, we can never return to God what he has given to us. But what we can do at Christmas time is try and give to someone in some way, to a person who cannot give anything back to us. You see, we show that we're receiving God when we actually try to give to other people who cannot give anything back to us something. We're not looking for a return. We are simply giving in love to another person. We can do it in many ways. Perhaps an invitation into your home to someone who wouldn't be able to return that invitation to you. Perhaps a gift, sometimes given anonymously, as indeed so many parishes do, so that they don't know who the gift is from. Perhaps actually just a gift of friendship for someone who is without friends. But above all, to think of giving a gift to somebody who cannot return that gift to you in any shape or form. Because that's at the heart of Christmas. Christ being given to us, even though we cannot return in kind anything like the gift that we've been given by God. And so try to make this Christmas a time of giving gifts and receiving gifts. And believe me, I'm looking forward to getting some jolly good presents if I'm lucky. So don't worry about giving and receiving gifts. But try also this Christmas to give something to somebody or people who cannot give anything back to you in return, because that's at the heart of Christmas. But the second thing I want to say to you, and it's much simpler, is always remember on Christmas Day, when we enjoy ourselves with our families, that there are those around us who have to work to keep us safe. Interestingly enough, this Christmas, and that's, I suppose, what reminds me, because I never thought of it before. My son and daughter are both doctors, and my daughter-in-law will be working in a hospital all day. She won't see her children, she won't see her husband, and in fact, my son, the next day, Boxing Day, is on call, so he may not see his wife. He may not see his children either, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 1-year-old. So always remember, not just doctors, there are nurses, there are police, there are army, there are firemen, there are so many people for whom Christmas will not be a day with family. Christmas will be a day for looking after us and caring for us, because that is part of what Christmas is about as well. Not just selfishness, but the care of other people. And so, as we come to Christmas, and I wish all of you a very happy Christmas, remember what's at the very center of it. The gift of Jesus Christ to us. A gift we cannot return, a gift we cannot compete with. And try and reflect something of God's love by showing kindness, generosity, gift to somebody who won't be able to return that gift to us in any way. And in your prayers on Christmas Day, and I hope, Rect, there will be as many of them here on Christmas Day as there are today, but I hope in your prayers on Christmas Day, not just my daughter-in-law and my son, but that you remember all the many people who actually won't be with their families at Christmas because they are caring for us in some indirect way. And as I say, happy Christmas to all of you. I hope that it will be a time when you can find God again and perhaps appreciate how much we owe to Jesus Christ, our Saviour, crucified, risen, and now glorified in heaven. Amen.